And I will tell you that without what we have done, PA today would not have got 2 seats in Gauteng. Thing to say, if we have dropped in the strongest hold in Johannesburg with 40%, where did you get 44,000 votes? And in areas like your Diepsloot, your Ivory Park, your Alex, your there's a ward where campaigning in Orange Farm, where PA won a award in 2024 in a black area. Answer that question, my brother. Who's the colored? We are all have fallen under the sword of the apartheid regime that has segregated us, that you are a colored, who will treat you better. I think that's where this problem comes from. You are light skinned, what Ken has been suspended for. But Ubra Ken is a very good man, my brother. At heart, he does not fake being a good person. At heart. And politically, I've been close to him politically. He's matured politically. That saying to say colored also called K-word, Kaffers and or Indians were called Kaffers by apartheid regime is a lie. People like Gayton and others who are fighting for colored community, they want to fight black people. They don't want to fight the system. That's a problem.
Mashiane Politically Incorrect. We have Loyiso here. Loyiso is going to tell us why he penned a letter to the Patriotic Alliance telling them that sharp, he's fed up racism. And we read your letter when we had Patriotic Alliance Tshwane. So I want you to do this. Maybe just give us a big background. Who are you? Where you from? Kasiara, so your Kasi people can shout you out. And then we'll proceed. Why did you write the letter and what is it that is contained in the letter? From there, then we'll start discussing other things.
Exactly.
Sure.
Now, man, my name is Loyiso Toyiya, as you alluded. Loyiso Toyiya is an activist, the former leader of the ANC Youth League and the ANC. I was born in the Eastern Cape, but I grew up here in Joburg. Went to school here in Joburg. I was recruited in the ANC when I was very young because they identified me as an activist at that time. They earmarked me as a no man, come and work with us. I was very young at that time. Because of what I was doing in my community. So, in a nutshell, I see myself as an activist. So, being part of politics or being part of political party, it's a cherry on top for me.
Okay.
That is me.
Why did you resign? Why the letter?
Let me take you back first, my brother, so that when we unpack the reason for the resignation, everyone will understand why we've taken this decision. I left the ANC for a couple of reasons. In 2023, there was a crisis in my community where people were dying each and every day. Almost every day we're burying people.
What's your community?
I'm from Diepsloot. Yeah. People were being killed almost every day. Every weekend we'll bury 5-6 people. You would think this is a myth. So as community leaders and activists, we took a decision to say, no man, let's do a peacefully protest, go to the street and protest against this. This is not normal. In previous years, we had a similar situation of people dying. in the same community, Minister Dictator will come and bring Amapereti for a week, and then the situation will come down. And later on, when the Amapereti have left, the situation will escalate again. Okay? Now, when this thing happened in 2022, we have decided, so no man, we don't want to call Dictator to come to Diepsloot anymore. Because we have realized as community leaders, the problem that we have in the community are not only policing problems. They had to do with housing, illegal immigrant, and many other issues. We have taken a decision to say we want the president to come. And we're going to do a peaceful protest up until President Ramaphosa come to Diepsloot. And we did that for a full 2 weeks. Engaging with other comrades. I was still a leader of the ANC and a member of the ANC then. But more especially, I was an activist in my community. We even went to an extent of going to Union Building to meet with the Office of the President, with the presidents there and the Deputy Director in the Office of the President. We had engagement. While we were in those engagements, police were deployed in the community of Diepsloot. And when police were deployed, some of us got arrested. And to me, that hurt me so much, because I'm doing exactly what I was taught by the ANC to be the leader of the society. To stand up when things are going wrong in your community and fight for your community. I was doing exactly that. And as an activist, I believed I joined an organization that complement what I was doing as an activist, which is the ANC. To our understanding and from what we had, let me put it this way, from what we had that allegedly it was a minister and the MEC who told us to be arrested. These are my comrades, which I used to do door-to-door with them, for them to be where they are, planned our arrest. We got arrested, were taken to John Foster. From John Foster, were taken to Sun City. For 6 days, I was in prison for fighting for the community. While I was in prison, I'm just saying this to you so that we can understand how I got to meet Gayton and the PA. Got to be a member of the PA so that I can answer your question that led me to my resignation from the PA and other things that have been happening. Before we even got arrested, a gentleman called Solim Kize came to Diepsloot while we were protesting. Said, no, Gayton want to see you guys, the leaders of the protest. For what? Because remember, I was AIDS then, and he was the leader of the PA. For what? No, just for solidarity. So no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll meet him. We met Gayton. He pledged solidarity, as one of the issues that we're complaining about was the illegal foreigners. You remember PA before election, it was championing the issue of illegal foreigners before elections. So we met with him, pledged his solidarity, had a long conversation with him, and then we parted ways. And then it was on Thursday when we met with him. The following Thursday, we got arrested. And on that same Thursday, I received a call from the Office of the President to say, we're arranging to meet with you again. Unfortunately, that's why I went to prison. Went to John Foster, as I've said, went to Sun City. While we were in John Foster, Rodman Kenny Unene came to see us, together with a lawyer, and also together with a lawyer that was brought by Mgcini Chwaku, the MMC of Community Public Safety in the city of Joburg. At that time, my comrades of the ANC were nowhere to be found. And from what I heard, allegedly, they're the ones some of them who planned our arrest, said we must be arrested because we were chacharacha. I don't know what was the reason for them to say that, but then they were nowhere to be found. PA and Mgwinuchwagu from the EFF came through for us in the difficult moments. And during those times where you don't even have money to pay lawyers, when you are being cornered, my brother, when I was in Sun City, I said to Lifa, one of my colleagues that I was arrested with him, hey, my brother, I'm leaving the ANC. The pain that I'm going through here in this prison, the thought I cannot go back to this movement. If people can take you into this place, prison is hell, my brother. Into this place, they can kill you. I cannot go back to this movement. And none of them, the people that I used to go to conferences in Mashiane and lobby for many comrades, the region and the province, to be leaders. And none of them were there. And when we got bail, I'm still attending that case, by the way. When we got bail, I took a decision to say, no, man, I must be part of these people that were there for me, which is the Patriotic Alliance at that time. Fast forward, along the way, when after elections, the lawyer was nowhere to be found that was brought by the Patriotic Alliance. He was representing me, and I had no lawyer. I had to request the lawyer that was brought by Ngwinuchwagu to say he must also represent me because we were representing Lifankala. So he also represented me. I said, no, it's fine. Make some calls. Hey, Bafetu, I don't have a lawyer now. Now we get your lawyer. Now the election have passed. We'll bring your lawyer up until now. Then the gentleman that was brought by Ngwinuchwagu ended up assisting me. So no, let me leave this. A lot of things happened, my brother. I'm coming now to the issue of why the resignation. I think I've packed my history and how did I come about to join the PA. Join the PA at a very vulnerable time of my life. Thought that I was joining people that have Ubuntu. But I can tell you I was wrong. Going to the elections, I was then appointed. Then after I've joined the PA, now I've joined the PA. After I've got a bail, I'm out, I'm sitting down, I've decided to leave the ANC. Then I become part of the PA because of what they've shown me. These are my real comrades. This is comradeship, what they've showed me when I was in prison. Got to be appointed during the time of the election. I joined the PA around 2023 after I was released in prison I think it was around September 2023. During the election in 2024, I don't think it was early 2024, I was appointed to be a campaign manager for the premier candidate, Kenny Gunene. My responsibility was to campaign across the province. I had my team of more than 100 people that I was crisscrossing Gauteng with. I used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning just to prepare for a day. For example, if I'm going to Cardinal, it's very far there, it's the end of Pretoria. I must wake up very early, drive my car, and get to that area where we are going to campaign an hour before, so that when the bus that is full of people, more than 100 people in a bus, arrive there, I've already cultivated the ground. I did that. I campaigned. I crisscrossed Gauteng with my people, my black people, by the way. They're all black who in that bus, because the strategy was, what I needed to do was to focus on the black areas. You will know that PA is its constituency is the colored community. So going to the national election in Gauteng province, I had to make sure that I focus my campaign in the black community. I led that campaign. Every Sunday, we will go to church, churches with the premier candidate, Ken Wunene. Saturdays, we'll have a program. During the week with my people, he'll be busy with the MMC's stuff. And during the week with my people, we'll go into different wards every day for the past 4 to 5 months. From, I think it was March, April, May, up until election. Going to these processes of election, and then I was number 3 on the list of MPLs going to legislature. The list that is going to legislature. Did not expect that. I said, no, it's good. It's fine. I'm very excited. That's good. I did not join that, the PA for those reasons. I've told you why I've joined it. Thought I was joining a revolutionary party that has comradeship in it. Was number 3 on the list. Fast forward, the election passed, and now the PA got 2 MPLs. Some of us, we knew that Kenny was not going to legislature. He was remain as a MMC in the city of Joburg. So automatically, you know, there are 2 remainings now. Kenny is out, has resigned. Now it's me and the other lady. Got a call. So now you must resign. I said, what? So now you must resign. The gentlemen from Electoral, they are complaining that it can be people from Joburg alone. Let me give you the results first of our hard work, by the way. And I will tell you that without what we have done, PA today will not have got 2 seats in Gauteng. This is a party that got around 42,000 votes in 2021. Those were local elections. In 2019, this is a party that got about 19 or 6,000 votes nationally. Just go and just verify that.
Yes.
If it's not 6,000 votes nationally in 2019, I mean. 2024,
2022, 2021,
it was in this Gauteng province. They got 42,000 votes. I don't deal in this thing of percentage. I deal with numbers when I analyze OS6, because that's where you know your growth and if you have grown or declined. Talk about numbers. How many people that have voted for you specifically, not this thing of percentage. So they got about 42,000 votes in 2021 local election. National election in 2019, I think they got about 19,000 nationally. I'm not sure about Gauteng. I know the result.
2019, is it not 6,000?
Around 6,000 national.
2019,
yes. So
2024?
2024, from 42, we got about 90-something thousand vote in Gauteng.
Okay.
84 to 90, you could 89,000 or 90-something thousand, somewhere there, roughly somewhere there. That's the number that we got through our...
More than double to 2020.
Double to 2021. With those numbers, the PA got around 2 seats in the legislature. And we're very excited. After Kenny resigned, because the MMC in the city of Joburg, now 2 people are remaining. The colored lady, a colored woman, the old woman, the colored lady, and myself. And we're called to say, no, resign. Gentlemen, chaps from Tshwane, your man, I mean from Ekurhuleni, they're complaining. Okay. That it can be people from Joburg who are in the legislature. I said, wow. When ask around. Someone called me in the PA, said, hey, Mfethu, the colored people are complaining here. So what is the problem? They're saying no, the meeting was held, so no, black people did not give us enough votes. So we can't have a black person as an MPL. I said, okay, but that's a lie. Without us, if now we want us to take us there, to take you there of black and coloreds, without black votes, PA was not going to have 2 MPLs. That's a fact. Without black votes in Gauteng, PA was not going to have an MMC today. Without our votes in the black communities, PA was not going to be where it is today in Gauteng. And with our effort of the people today who are nowhere to be found, who are not remembered, who cannot be thanked, even today, the people who work so hard, those black people I was working with, I used to wake up in the morning with them, who used to leave their husband, their wives, and sacrifice their families to go and work for the PA because they are black people. One of their own cannot be a member of provincial legislature. I kept quiet. I said, no, it's fine, because we did not join PA for these reasons. And let's see the way this thing going. It continues. We felt the racism within. Even the talks now, you can even hear even the president when he's talking, more especially when he's dealing about the issues of the people. He will say colored people, and you ask yourself, where are you as a black person in the PA? And they will even say us and them. Hey, I don't know this kind of politics of us and them. I can tell you one thing, when Mashiane, no matter the ANC has become what it is today, that we don't wish to go back to it, because it becomes something else that we, at that time when we were young, when we joined, it was not what it is today. But ANC taught us politics, that we are proud to observe, to say we can observe situations, political situation, we can see things and analyze and say, no man, this is not revolutionary. There is no future here. Not for us, but for this country. If you were to give an organization like PA this country, you will be taking back this country back in the difficult days of apartheid and racism, that people will be discriminated based on their race and the color of their skin and the language they speak. So, fast forward, my brother, I want to quickly come to your question of why resigning.
Yeah, before the letter, I've got questions for you, but you'll tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hold on. We stayed because we thought that we are coming here to give the experience that we have, political experience that we have, of for you to be a political party. Let's go to conferences. Let's practice democracy. That some of them, including the minister today, Gayton, is a product of the democracy of South Africa, of this country. As a minister today, because they have exercised democracy of going out to people and ask them to vote for the PA. That is part of democracy. And I asked one of the leaders in the PM where the policy conference where we will discuss policy issues of how do we take our country forward as an organization. Where are the elective conference where we will elect leaders so that we can hold them accountable when they are not doing what they are supposed to do. So those things are not done here. People are appointed. No, man. It can be, at that time it was foreign to me. No, man, the political parties should go to election and elect leaders. Leaders must emerge so that they can take decision on our behalf. That's what we call democratic centralism. They must manage things on our behalf. Those things are not done here. That was also another red flag. The issue of racism, the issue of
democratic centralism.
There is no democracy here. One person will wake up in the morning if he decides to say, come up, I've decided to do this. So no, man, we can't belong in an organization that will be led in this manner.
Let me take you back. Just for the clarity, I didn't want to interrupt you when we were speaking. So that unrest or blockade, shutdown of Deep Slot, was it in 2022?
In 2023.
2023.
Yes.
Okay. I remember that when you wanted the minister and you went to even Power FM with some representative. What were the charges and how many were you?
Were three of us who got arrested. We were charged with intimidation. We were charged with public violence, damage to property. It's a very interesting case. If you were attending the trial, you were going to laugh, my brother. You were going to laugh. Damage to properties, damage to property, and all the sort of thing that they cooked to make a case that is not there. And
so your case, was it against the state or was the identified victims of your...
No. It was the state opened a case against us.
So they say you were intimidating the public?
The public, that's what they were saying. They even went to an extent of going to a shopping center, mall, to say, come and be witnesses and say, and tell us if these people intimidated you. And I can talk about this because there's witness was there. He said, no, these people never intimidated us. Even our decision to close the shopping center was based on the fact that we heard that there's going to be
shutdown.
A protest. It was not even a shutdown. It was just a peaceful protest to say we are protesting. We want the minister to come here. So they tried everything they can. So through political influence.
You were arrested for Deep Slot problems. I remember very well. Foreign nationals were the center of what you were. How many were arrested? Foreign nationals?
I don't have a stats at the moment with how many foreign nationals were arrested. But
any convictions in terms of those deaths that occurred and stuff? Was there ever any breakthrough? And
there were some arrests that were made, but up to so far there are no updates from the side of the police. Were those people convicted? They were found guilty or not? Nothing. But majority of the cases that happened, nothing has been done. No one was arrested. The reason for that, the station commander once gave us a report of the police station to say some of the cases we can't crack them because of the illegal foreigners. When we go to places where there was an incident of crime, when you get there, you can't even trace the fingerprints because these people are illegal here in this country. That is a problem that we're having as a station. These words were said by the station commander. So I can tell you, my brother, one of the reasons that led us to go to a point of saying you want the president, and we were saying when the president is coming, you must bring the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Police, the Minister of Human Settlement, the Minister of Justice. Because the police will tell us that we arrest people and then court keep.
Okay. Who then becomes your replacement on that list going to Gauteng legislature?
It was a lady from Electoral, a colored lady from Electoral. I was told, I heard, by the way, There was a lady from a Kuru Lane that replaces us, a colored lady. So it was clear to me that what I was told, that no, this thing is about Kuti, you are a black person, you can't be part of the people that are going to legislature because black people did not give us enough vote, which is, I repeat, Mashiane, that's a lie.
But what if it's the truth? What if Eldos, Esteres, colored communities are the bulk of their vote, and they feel, even though you were a campaign leader, their vote, because they say you've got your own ANC and they only have Patriotic Alliance. What if, because I just want to understand, what if they could prove to you that the bulk vote comes from the colored community? Would they have a case?
Before that, my brother, I want to correct this thing of you have your own ANC. Those are wrong politics.
Yeah, but those are the politics that yes. Yeah. This language I'm using is the language of Patriotic Alliance.
They have the ANC, they have the EFF, they have the black.
This one is ours. They say it very proudly. By the way, you do know the gentleman I was sitting with before you. He says that as well. So I'm using the language of Patriotic Alliance. You spoke about them and us. They use that language. So I just wanted to understand that if they can prove to you that these are our colored numbers, in your township, these are your numbers. So based on this, we do not have... Yes, because at the end, we're going to come as to who is a colored person, but I don't want us to discuss it now. So let's discuss the letter then.
Let me answer you first. Okay. But if they are right, they are wrong.
So you did your numbers?
Yes.
Punch the numbers.
We did the numbers. And I'll give you a breakthrough. I'm going to show you something that will show you that they are wrong. And I will tell you, as we go deeper to this topic, why I think political parties like PA and Freedom Front Plus do not have a future in the politics of South Africa. Because I compare PA with Freedom Front Plus.
Ish.
Let me tell you something. Sure. In 2021 local election, in Eldos, PA got more than 12,000 votes in one area. I'm not sure how many wards, 2 or 3 wards, but in one area.
12K.
12 plus votes.
In 2021.
2021.
Okay.
In a local election.
Okay.
In 2024, PA in Eldos got 7,000 votes plus. They will never tell you that.
They dropped in Eldos.
I'm telling you now. In Eldos, PA got less than 8,000 votes, 7,000 plus votes in Eldos in 2024. In their strongest hold in Johannesburg. And in Johannesburg, in 2021, PA got 20 plus vote in Joburg. In 2024, they got 40 plus vote, 44,000 vote in Joburg alone. Now tell me, if in your strongest hold, which is Eldos, you drop from 12,000 to plus minus 7,000, to plus minus 8,000, by the way. How did you get to 44,000 in Joburg? Where did you get those numbers?
So it means those numbers were gathered outside
from different communities.
Can it in my let me play devil's advocate, and I'm sorry to do this. What if those numbers grew in you Esteres?
No. Your on Joburg. I'm just giving you a number of Joburg.
Okay, Joburg.
Yes.
Okay.
The 44,000. I'm just giving you Joburg numbers.
Okay.
And I will come back. I was doing campaign, my brother, across Gauteng. I sat down even after election, analyze all the numbers, look at it's a very difficult thing to do, because when you're dealing with national election, you deal with VTs. You must go per VTs. It's not like in local election they will give you per ward. It's easy. You know the numbers. This one we have this number. So this one is they give you the list with per VD. It's a very difficult task to do. I want to make it a circle to be small. That's why I'm talking about Joburg, so that we can understand that in Eldos they have 12. They got 12,000 plus 23 in a local election. Now we will expect in national election for a party that got 12,000 in 2020 in a local election, in national election, to have 18,000 plus, because majority of people come out in numbers to vote. I'm not talking about percentage, I'm talking about numbers. Now, in your strongest hold, to a point that Gayton was saying the office of PA will be in Eldos. In your strongest hold, where you drop with more than 40%. And generally in Joburg, you increase from 22,000 to 44,000 votes. Where did you get those votes? In my community, where I come from, in 2021 and other years, in my ward, I have 3 wards. There are 3 wards in Diepsloot. PA got 0 in 2021. 0. Now, in 2024, PA got 800 plus votes.
Growth.
Now, this is not the only black community that PA might not have. In my ward, they got more than 500 votes. In other wards, 200. In other wards, 100 and something. In a ward where you got 0. And in Johannesburg, out of 135, I'm trying to make these things about Joburg so that you can understand.
Sure.
Out of 135 wards in Johannesburg, 90 to, let's say 80 to 90 wards belongs to black areas. Let me say 80, just to 80 wards belong to black areas. And the rest, 90% of the rest, or 98% or 95% of the rest belong to the DA, the white community area. And then the other maybe 5, 6, 7 belong to colored community in Joburg. I can count the wards in Johannesburg that belong to the colored community. Can count them with my fingers. Now, hence I'm unpacking you this thing to say, if we had dropped in the strongest hold in Johannesburg with 40%, where did you get 44,000 votes? And in areas like your Diepsloot, your Ivory Park, your Alex, your there's a ward where campaigning in Orange Farm, where PA won a award in 2024 in a black area. They're not telling you these things. They won an award in Orange Farm. So, I'm just answering you. I needed to clarify that.
Yeah, that's proper.
It's a lie. I'm telling you now.
They can't produce any other.
Lying to say it is only colored votes that made PA to have 2 MPLs in Gauteng legislature. They were using us as black people to give them numbers. I want someone who can come to even to your podcast and present numbers contrary to what I'm saying. So that's a lie, my brother.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I'm speaking facts. I went down when they were saying no big black people. Because I was angry, because I know the hard work that we've put.
Yes.
We used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I will come back around 11 in the evening. I will come back 11 in the evening, sacrificing my time with my family, with my kids, working so hard for the PA. And then we were told that you are not colored enough. You are not colored enough. You are black. You don't deserve this. This thing is for us. Then what do you want from us? Why must you come and recruit us to be part of your thing if you are going to tell us we did not see when we joined PA as a colored party? We see PA as an organization that can take us forward, all of us, because we are from those politics of non-racial, non-sexist. That's what we're taught. That's why I've said to you, no matter you can say whatever about the ANC, that is tend to be something that we are not proud of today. But today, I can tell you, Mashiane, there is no organization that is better than the ANC when it comes to non-racism. All the organizations that are there, including Black Party organizations that are more sympathizing to Black people. There are parties that are sympathizing to white people, parties that are sympathizing to colored people. Those kind of politics, my brother, have no future in this country.
Okay. Did you watch the Operation Dudula podcast we did with Zandile Darula?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
She explains that because they failed with IEC in courts, at the 11th hour they decided, well, these people are more like us. Let's go and talk to them, maybe salvage something. We'll go five seat equals to 1 seat. That is, should we get big numbers, you will first get the 5 seat, the 1 seat will become Operation Tutula. And I spoke to Thabiso Mokoena, who admits without saying it that they came at the 11th hour, they did not even have an impact by betiliki politique, in a way dismissing them. And I'm saying, but comrade, if you are genuine, you should have told them that we can't work with you, it's 11th hour. But why did you welcome them? And then after Operation Dudula pour their heart out to you, you welcome them. After elections, then you become another animal. You don't even receive their calls and everything. He says, oh no, I called Kenny about it, blah, blah, blah. I just want to understand, do you know anything about it? And how now that you know better, what do you think happened?
Yeah, I know about that. I at some point during the provincial rally, the last provincial rally of the PA in Gauteng, we did it here in Arena. Is it Sandberg Arena? This year, yeah. We were with them. I was one of the people that went to collect to Zandile when they were coming in. I was with Kenny there. We ushered them inside. Let me give you another analysis of the truth of the matter. I'm not going to lie because we're no longer in the PA. Look at the numbers of the Operation Tutula nationally. They got 2,100 something nationally. Now, tell me if they were contesting in the province, because remember on Operation Tutula, where they were going to vote for the PA provincially. They were there. No, nationally.
So they said they were in provinces. They could not compete nationally. They were, so they only have a Limpopo and Gauteng. I think there is. Yes, and yeah.
If you check their numbers, combine their numbers, in both these provinces, they got 2,000 plus votes. I think so, 2,000 plus votes. So just do the analysis, my brother, and be honest. Even if we are contesting nationally as Tutula, let's be honest, we are not going to have a seat. They did not contribute to the 9 seats that the PA has today. That is it. That's the honest truth. Nevertheless, when we have made an agreement with the people, you must honor it.
True story.
You must be honest and say, as much as we can see the balance of forces and the analysis that are showing us that even if you were there in the national ballot, you're not going to have even a single seat as Operation Tutula. But because we are honorable people, we are going to honor our agreement. I think that's what I can say about the issue of PA and the Operation Tutula. But to be honest, even if Tutula, they were contesting nationally, they were not going to to have even one seat. If they contributed in the PA, they would have contributed around 1,000 or 2,000 votes to the PA. It did not make that much impact. If we are talking local election, that's a lot, because that is a seat in Joburg, 2,000 plus. So, but when we looked at dynamics nationally and the local election, they are not the same. But Operation Tudula did not contribute that much nationally.
Okay. Who is a colored person? Now, when you define it, then we are going to discuss the later.
Yes.
Who is a colored person? I'm asking you this question because I asked a Patriotic Alliance member to say, and I'm giving context deliberately. Who is a colored person? You were removed and a colored person was placed to replace you because that person is colored. If I, for example, would have said, yeah, Loyiso Toyiya, I'm colored. But how? I identify as colored. But okay, what is the haunt? Colored Africans were no, okay, now colored is not Africans. Colored is complexion. No, colored is not complexion. What is colored? As I speak now, it looks like I'm being pedantic and stuff, but I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's a valid question.
What is a colored person by definition? And you come from an organization that is structured. It has discussion documents. It has policies. It has implemented for many years. If I gave him an example of the gender parity in the African National Congress, a standard with which I always tell everyone in this podcast that it's a yardstick of measuring all politics. From what is a branch, we take all of those things from a rule book of the African National Congress. So their policies guide almost out, but you see MK now has done, there's removed the word commander morning, so comrade. And then
we want to be a commander. I'm a leader here, but comrades.
Yeah, you see, yeah. So they've done that is because they want to standardize it, because it's very confusing. But then, being there is me, what is a colored, and is there a document from the Patriotic Alliance that you are aware of that it would help you define, because you have never had a policy conference that would help you if you are confused? Someone says, hey, we need a colored here, then you press a colored, then you would know that it will pass a master of saying this is a colored. You know what a woman is in the African National Congress. You say no, that branch is not well, because in the BEC they don't even have a single woman. And no, there's no PC that could authorize that kind of a election in the African National Congress, just because of that, because it doesn't look good. So in the colored community, if they come up with all colors, someone says, I know it's too colored, let's have African people. Who are they? Because I want to tell you, and I'm sorry to speak a lot, Gayton McKenzie has interchangeably used black, African, colored to identify himself, to an extent that it's about what is Gayton, but I know what is Kane. Kane, I know he's not colored, but Gayton, I don't know what Gayton is, because he says he's black, he says he's African, he also says he's colored. I'm giving back to you. Try to define colored for me.
Colored.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, my brother. I'm gonna try to go deeper and try to use my political understanding.
Go deeper, Papa.
You know. The system, my brother, all of us were the victim of the system, the apartheid system that segregated us long time ago. That's why I was sitting here today, we're discussing who's who. And I can tell you a truth that there's a valid reason for colored people to feel neglected or marginalized. But the problem that is done by people like Gayton and others who are fighting for colored community, they want to fight black people. They don't want to fight the system. That's the problem. You want to fight me, who's also a victim of the same system that my colored brothers are a victim of. The system that will tell you that a colored person must benefit in the BEE. He's black economic empowerment, colored must benefit. But the same system will discriminate colored people when it comes to the employment equity and say, no. When we get to the employment equity, you are colored. Blacks first, Africans in particular. That's the system that the ANC has failed to transform up until today. So when you have a community like a colored community who's vulnerable, who can't find their own identity because of the system, you can't blame them. But you blame them when they want to do to me, who is also a victim as a black African man of the same system, who want to join hands with his colored brother to move forward and fight the system. And now I become a victim in the PA when I'm there to join hands with them and fight the system with them. And you'll be told, no, you're not a colored, you're a black man. You can't go there, you can't occupy that position. So we have fallen into, all of us, to a sort of the system that the ANC up until today have failed to change. That's why we have political parties that are called economic freedom fighters, who still have expression in the black communities, because the ANC has failed dismally to transform the lives of black people. The same PE that they claim that is transforming the life of black people is benefiting them and their friends. This is the same system that is benefiting comrades, not black people generally. You go to mines now, Mashiane. I think Balu Olomisa once said this, the likes of Obokwete, they were there to negotiate. When you go to the next meeting, they're on the other side. Now we are negotiating with them. They've taken shares.
That's what PE. Yeah.
PE has opened a gate. Let me say this, there's nothing wrong with PE. There's nothing wrong with PE. Black people were oppressed. There must be a way to say, how do we level the scale? I can't compete with the son of a white person who had an advantage, economic advantage, land advantage, everything that is in their disposal. Somehow I must be given also an advantage myself. There's nothing wrong with PE. But there's everything with PE when PE is going to enable or to able corruption. People will use PE to able corruption. So I'm trying to answer that question, my brother. Who is the colored? We are all have fallen under the sword of the apartheid regime that has segregated us, that you are a colored, who will treat you better. I think that's where this problem comes from. You are light skinned. And let me give you history of some of the colored people who some of them are my family. You will find out auntie no sister wake, they're Xhosas. Auntie family yake, they're all colored. And this one, Xhosa, they're practicing Xhosa religion. And Andy, because he was lighter in complexion, first they changed their name to be Swat Boy. I know a family of mine who's a boy. They are boy. But the other relatives are Swat Boy, not Vet Boy. Mm-hmm. So they tend to be colored because of the color of their skin, and they spoke Afrikaans. Now the entire generation, maybe the third or the fourth or the fifth generation, they know themselves as colored people because of the system that changed them to be colored and speak Afrikaans, because speaking Afrikaans during those days of apartheid will give you an advantage. But these people are a Xhosa family, originally their causes. That is the first. I'm coming to define
who is colored.
No, you want me to go to that question.
The elections are coming, Loyiso, and I don't want to interrupt you. The elections are coming. This, you know what I'm talking about, because I've got comrades by Patriotic Alliance, coloureds and non-coloured. This thing of, okay, you see, in Tshwane, let's deploy 1 coloured and 2 black. When it's going to happen, who's going to be defined as coloured?
I think
because I want to tell you, sorry to interrupt you, one day someone is going to think it's obvious that I can be seen as coloured. Only to find that, but we're not Benny McCarthy, you're just coloured because you've got a surname and you don't speak vernacular, you grew up in a...
Exactly.
That thing is going to come. And I've been approached by people like that. Like someone who's as African as me, but speaks Afrikaans and comes from a coloured family.
Will be qualified to be coloured according to
it's coloured. So if you don't have an Afrikaans or English surname, even if you speak Afrikaans, will that make you coloured? I just want you to discuss those things because they are going to be topical.
You know, Mashiane, you're putting me in a confusion that even coloured people themselves, they cannot answer this question.
They claim it doesn't confuse them.
Who is coloured?
They say it's a way of life. But you're saying they say so. Even Gayton says this is the way of life. How you feel it inside, then that's why you start
become the colour.
That's why I started by, if I tell you that I identify as a coloured, will that qualify? Because one of the things that they say is coloured is not your complexion, it's the way it's the way of life, it's the way you feel it. It will be All-Stein Dickies, or it will be what? So at the end of the day, I end up not knowing who is a coloured. The Patriotic Alliance, because it identifies itself as a coloured party. Okay, it says it's a party.
Full party.
It says it's a party that advances coloured identity. What is it that the organization itself defines as coloured?
I cannot answer that, my brother, because honestly, I don't know. Because in the PA, I've never seen a document that will speak about what is a coloured. For that matter, I don't know any document from the PA up until today that discuss the way forward or how do we move as a nation. If we're to be in government, what would we do there? What are the policies? What are this and that? There's none.
No,
the question of who is a coloured, they might be telling the truth because it's them. I'm not a coloured man.
Yeah,
I see myself as a black African man. I was going deeper to that analysis, and I was going to come to a conclusion to say, a system that has segregated us as black people, including coloured people, that has given them during apartheid, they will give coloured people an advantage. All of us has fallen under that sort. So when they say coloured is a way of life, I will agree with them. If you speak Afrikaans, you live among majority of you speak Afrikaans. That maybe the first language here at home is Afrikaans. I think you will be defined as a coloured person. But to come to that, my brother, when I wanted to go deeper, it is the same system that I'm saying the ANC has failed to transform. Because I don't see coloured as a race. I see coloured as part of the black tribe.
Technically speaking, you are correct.
So the system of the ANC government have failed coloured people. But the problem with coloured leaders, they're fighting me. I'm repeating this thing. They're fighting me as a black man. They're not fighting the system that even me, myself, has failed me.
But you do you do know you are a bit being unfair on the ANC, because they will contest this if we tell them that, in fact, the colored community would not have wanted to be called black, because they say they are not black. And the colored community would not have appreciated ANC to dismantle the apartheid special planning of them living in isolated areas. They in fact want to be classified as that. And for those who think, Mashiane, why do you keep on asking this guy would say colored? I did invite colored people. I did invite people who come from Patriotic Alliance, even colored, even Liam Jacobs. I invited him not once, not 3 times, many times. I even spoke to other Patriotic Alliance people, say, guys, why is Liam deliberately blue ticking me? So if he's not here to come and speak about colours, it's not going to stop us from speaking about colours. So here's the thing. Do you remember the tricameral parliament? It was the layers of them having advantage. Yes. So when you say they are excluded, no. You are correct.
I'm not saying they're excluded.
Yes,
I'm saying there's
employment equity and stuff. But that is fair discrimination, because they ate better and they were allocated better during apartheid as a people. And so when we do corrective justice, we have to do this thing of fair discrimination. So because they were eating, so ever previously disadvantaged, we will be more disadvantaged than they were, because even now they're still eating on the remnants of them being colored. They will deny it. They will deny it, but I'm being honest with you. Even if they were sitting, I would tell them the same. But they must not confuse what I'm telling you. As you see, he hate colored people. No, we don't hate colored people. You see this thing of them saying they are the original people.
Everyone is the original face. Yes, a myth.
So
there's nothing that.
The PA guys would even say, no, Mashiane, our colors are wrong. Not me. The PA, no, they're wrong. Because when they say we are the original people, they are admitting that they are black. Because
are black people.
Yeah, exactly. You see, so it's but white people like planting this to colored people, to tell them, no, you are the people here. These other people.
Some of the colors you can even trace them to England. They are 4 5 years old, trace them to England.
Yeah, but the white people tell them to say so, and they say it proudly. And whenever you engage them, they think you are being toxic. But being there said me, this topic of colored, it's very difficult because you can explain it, and I can't blame you because you're outside. Now let's talk about Kenny Kunene. He took a knee. He sat down when Gayton said, sit down. So you come from inside. I want to understand this. When Gayton articulated that, he said, I. So he said, meaning he himself told Kenny Kunene to sit down. So he gave him suspension of 30 days pending the investigation from blah, blah. Is it really him, or is it a collective of the leadership that took that decision? And if it's not him, it was the collective leadership. Will the same collective leadership tell him to say, Gayton, please sit this one out for a month while we are. You removed Kenny from the MMC. Let's remove you from the GNU as well. And sit it down until the dust settles and you come back. Whatever the condition, because when you do it again, Kenny, you said you wanted to be consistent. Why can't you be consistent, even with you?
What collective are you talking about, Mashiane? There is no collective in the P. But there is no collective decision there.
It's him only.
18 who take decisions. He's the alpha and omega. He's a law unto himself. If he decide today to remove you because he had a gossip about you as a councillor or as a MMC or whatever, wake up in the morning, say, come up. I've taken a decision. There is no such. That is a problem with political parties. it's an insult to a political atmosphere to call a PA political party. It's not a political party. It's just an organization that is contesting election. That is a problem with these organizations who thinks that because you have a financial advantage, you can manipulate people and gather them and inject money for campaign and then come back and emerge and call yourself a leader. And when serious issues like that, like these ones, that now decisive decisions must be taken, and you as a leader, you are part of the problem, how do you take a decision against yourself? I listened to his live when he was, "Are you going to resign?" He said, no. What Kenny did when he was found in a house of a man allegedly to have killed someone, he was there, is what Gayton did is worse than what Kenny did. If you look at this tweet of Gayton, it is worse than what Ken has been suspended for. But Ubra Ken is a very good man, my brother. At heart, he does not fake being a good person. At heart. And politically, I've been close to him politically. He's matured politically. Never mind what people know him is whatever, the sushi and all these things.
Yeah.
But he has politics.
Yeah.
And he's a very good person with a good heart. I think even Gayton said it, people will take advantage of him because of that. I think he values his relationship with Gayton more than anything else. I don't see him even leaving the PA even after all these things that have happened, that he will be removed because of those allegations. We're supposed to hold your brother and stand with him. Let me make an example, Mashiane. You have a brother here and the community is saying your brother have killed someone. And you call your brother in a room in your corner there and say, "My brother, tell me, did you do this?" And your brother will say to you, "No, you know me. I was going to tell you now." What will be your reaction? You'll go back to the community and say, "No, he did not do it. I stand with him."
No, I disagree with you. So you see, on Kenny, what Gayton has done to Kenny, I actually agree with Gayton. The reason I agree with him is consistency. Because he has done to other people the same thing.
I'm coming to that.
Yes.
This thing did not come up until, to me, up until now. Gayton did what is worse.
Yes, I agree with
Then it comes to me to say there's no consistency.
Yes.
The gentleman is a lawyer unto himself. He makes decision for himself. You see, so you can't run an organization like that if you want to lead the society, whereby if there are things that have been done by you, people cannot talk about. You cannot be questioned. There's no one who can stand and be a man enough in the PA and say, "No, what we have done, because we are under investigation." This is not about EFF and Action SA, Mashiane. Action SA did not post and tweet and call people K-words. I'm definitely sure Action SA and EFF do not even go back 11 years, 10 years to research and check if Gayton said these things. It's him who said those things back in the days. And now he's a leader of the people in government. He must suffer the consequences of what he have said. And now being a leader, the question should be asked, your views at that time. And he's been saying in his defense, "I was speaking as a black person."
This is what I'm telling you, it keeps confusing.
So now, let's give him a benefit of a doubt. You are speaking as a black person. Didn't you have a respectful way of putting it to black people, whatever that we're saying to them? What kind of a black person that will go and quote Gandhi, who insulted black people as an Indian? By the way, colored people and Indian were not called kafirs. It's a lie. It was only black Africans who were called kafirs. Even in the colored community today, black colored like me, they are called the K-word because they are similar to us as black Africans. That is the reason they will be called by the light colored the K-word. Not because they were called by the apartheid regime by that word. So, what I've listened to Gayton saying that, no, that word, well, also, no. You among colored people, you call darker coloureds, K-word. A lady who's a councillor in Westbury, in Ward 18, in a meeting recently, she was called a K-word by a community. I don't know if he's a member of the PA, but by a community, in the coloured community. So that thing of that saying to say coloured were also called K-word, Kafirs, and or Indians were called Kafirs by apartheid regime is a lie. That's why Gandhi used the K-word to define black people, because that word did not affect him as an Indian man. So that's another thing that we need to issue there. History must be taught correctly and people must know history. They must not mislead and lie because they want to defend themselves in what they've done wrong. You have defined yourself as Gayton, as a colored man.
Okay, how long did you participate with it? Because you resigned 2 days ago.
Yes.
How long does it make, is it 2024? About 2 years, right?
Yes, it's 2 years now.
Have you seen the constitution of Patriotic Alliance?
I've never seen it.
The reason I'm asking is there's no structure. Gayton probably says this thing of conferences and English, they don't do it there. Do you remember the BLF was threatened with deregistration because in their thing they said only white people.
Yes.
Oh no white people, but they want, and they were taken to equality court, and IEC said, if you are this, you are against the constitution, so we cannot take you.
Exactly.
MK party has it in their constitution that Jacob Zuma rules by decree. And I remember before the Floyd constitution, we call it the Floyd constitution because I heard it from MK people. Before the Floyd constitution, there was a meeting in Bela, they called the Hoover. That thing started being brewing to say Jacob Zuma, everything Jacob Zuma will say will be the final word. He has the power to fire and hire. And I remember debating with them just before that to say, but why can't you put it on paper so people must not worry? That's the time people were taking each other to court. And then, Lord and behold, that became a reality. They put it into paper. It's now a constitution. If Gayton McKenzie, you say he does not answer to any National High Command or NEC or National Working Committee, he himself takes a decision that has far-reaching consequences. Why can't he put it in the constitution to say Gayton McKenzie is the final arbiter at Patriotic Alliance? Plus minus, this is what I'm dropping to you. You can start anywhere you start, but just dwell on this matter. Compare them.
Let me start there with the issue of
PLF?
the PLF and IEC and everything.
Yeah.
We were failed by the IEC, my brother. I can tell you now, out of 17 political parties that are in parliament, out of them, only 7 that deserve to be in the ballot. And I will probably count them. It's the ANC, the DA, the EFF, the Freedom Front Plus. As much as the Freedom Front Plus is a racist organization, but they follow all the procedures and the requirements.
They list signatures and everything.
And go to conferences and elect leaders. The Freedom Front Plus, the Inkatha Freedom Party, the PAC, and AZAP. These are the 7 political parties in South Africa that deserve to be in the ballot. I wanted to say, let's give MK a benefit of a doubt because they're still new part.
Hold it there, because maybe someone may not understand why we are discussing this matter. When I spoke to advocate with Mkhweba, and I said to her there are 3 constitutions of MK because I want them to understand that this is not unfair to MK.
Yes.
The constitution that MK registered with speaks about conferences. This is the constitution they took to IEC. It speaks about conferences. It speaks about how leaders are gathered and stuff. But the MK constitution that Mr. Mkhweba and the leadership now has endorsed, it talks nothing about elective conferences. So I'm just giving it perspective so they don't think we are unfairly attacking their political party, that is MK. But you can continue.
No, we're not attacking anyone. We're just talking reality. Hence, I've started by saying the IEC is failing us because there should be strict to these people, this organization who want to contest political space and say to them, this is what you must do. Failure to do this, you can't be part of the ballot. Hence, I've counted 7 political parties that I think they meet the requirements of being called political parties and they can contest the space. I was so disappointed with Ubaba Msholozi, the man I respect. When I was in the ANC, I was part of the RT forces. I used to support because I used to support him a lot, and because I believed in what we stand for, and in the ANC that time. I was also disappointed in him recently when he proudly say in the MK there will be no elective conference because people buy position. I was like, wow. A father of democracy, a man who fought for democracy of this country, a man who is an icon of our liberation, who should be championing democracy. He's saying in his own political party, there will be no democracy. I think that's a bit unfair coming from a man of his caliber. I will give him a benefit of a doubt, maybe because he has realized that people who have joined MK, some of them are opportunists. To go to a conference now, that's why I've said to you, out of the 7 political parties that I've counted, I want to give MK a benefit of a doubt. Maybe they will come around, they'll be a real political party that will go to conferences and exercise internal democracy. Maybe he has realized that people who are joining the MK now are opportunists, who are there to look for opportunities. They will do anything to hijack MK. So for him to preserve MK, he must lead it up until solid comrades are raised from the ground to take this thing forward. I'm not saying that is his thought, but I said maybe with what is happening in the Msholozi is usayibambile le nto up until we see that now I'm ready to release it to proper comrades who are going to elect each other based on the content of their comradeship, of who they are, not because we have bought a conference. And this thing that other political parties will say when I'm sharing that they can't go to conferences because people will be bought, they are lying. That is not the reality. If that's the case, why then don't you show us in your political party how transparent you are? How you will not tolerate people who will buy people to position by having transparent conferences? So that what you see happening in the ANC that has been hijacked now by criminals and crooks will not happen in your own political party. When you want to be alpha and omega and take decision, which by the way, you are doing something according to the constitution and the rules and regulation of the IEC that are unconditional. Hence, I said to you, we are failed by the IEC. That's why we're where we are. We'll have 50 political parties contesting because they just forge whatever to be where they want to be. So, IEC need to be strict, Mashiane.
Yes.
Maybe for the first election, you'll be allowed to come in. But you can't continue for more than 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Imagine if we were to elect you as a president.
For life.
Which means you so say no. Here we won't have elections anymore now. See, so how do you trust people like that who can have internal democracy in their political party with our country?
Okay, Shav. So let me do this. By the way, I'm not a Democrat. Don't confuse me asking MK. I'm one of the, even before the flood constitution came, I was one of those who said I actually support Loyiso for not wanting to have conferences. And I was even saying, why would EFF want to go to conferences if people like PA and MK don't do conferences? Because conferences are very divisive. Because I'm not a Democrat, so those pressures don't affect me. It's just that they live in a democracy, but they don't want internal democracy themselves because it suits them. But anyway, Loyiso.
Yes.
King is SAPCO.
Oh, SAPCO. No, man. After everything and before everything, I was even before I was recruited in the ANC. I'm an activist. I'm a community activist. I believe in activism. I was part of many forums and many community organizations. So we have taken a decision even before and after election. We've taken a decision to say, as community activists, man, let's come together because we can't rely on these political parties who are using us. They will come to us and use us and make us to go and lie to our communities. And when our communities want answers from us, they are nowhere to be found. SAPCO is a civic organization. This is not a political party. It's a civic organization that we've took a decision as community activists to come together and organize ourselves in different provinces, in different regions, in different wards. To say, even though we some of them belong in the different political parties, but we need our voice as citizens. We need to be able to speak for ourselves as South Africans, non-political influence. Because SANCO that used to do that is dead. The ANC killed it. It's no longer relevant in the community. It's a lapdog of the ANC. So now we need a vehicle that will be a voice of the people of South Africa who don't want to belong to this political party, even if they belong, but their interests are not being served there, because most of these political leaders, they serve their own interests. They don't serve the interest of the community. They will come and serve your own interest when they want your vote. So SAPCO means South African People's Civic Organization. It's a non-political organization that is not affiliated to any political party. It's not a political party itself. It's a civic organization that fights for the rights of the people of this country.
It's no crime to register it and contest by-election or local. No, I'm saying it's not a crime. This is what I'm saying. It's not a crime to contest by-election and contest local government elections because you are going to keep begging the same ANC that you are talking about, the same MK, to do something for you in council, to pass certain resolutions. And if you do not contest there, because you don't want to be looked at as a political party, because you want to remain a civil organization. This is what affected Mashiane Parliament level to You are going to be a desk, people of marching when electricity is switched off, whenever there are crimes in communities. What is the idea? What is it that you are going to pursue?
There's nothing wrong with that, my brother. When wrong things happened in government, there must be people that must rise and say,
what is rise?
Not in our name. This is our country, and hold those who are in government accountable.
How?
That's what civic organization.
I want you to understand something.
Is
because they are gonna say I'm cutting you.
Okay.
It's because you have done everything correctly. You have you have sought audience with the president and the minister at the union building. That's the seat of government. So meaning you went to first person of the country to go and lament the...
And he refused to come. Come.
So you want to go the same route that you said it failed you. And you were proximity. You know people in government through your electoral processes within the ANC, but they did not come to your defense. So I'm asking you again, what is a civil organization going to do? This one differently from all the other attempts that landed you in problem because you are still facing a court challenge as we speak. What was going to be different?
Let me tell you something, another thing, my brother, which is our idea. That's why we have taken the decision to say, wherever you are, you have a forum, you have a civic organization. As activists, let's come together. Let's stop this thing that you are a Tswane parliament, you are a Soweto parliament, you are a Tiftul forum, you are a Mamelodi forum. When election come, political parties will earmark you and use you for their own interest. When election are over, you are nowhere, or they are nowhere to answer the grievance of your people. So we have said to, as community activists, guys, we need to have a vehicle that is non-politically. That must be the voice of our people so that we don't rely on these political parties. Let's go and persuade. I'm coming to that answer of what is the vision. I'm coming to that answer.
What are you going to do different?
We must go and persuade even other forums, other civic organizations to say, let's come together, black, white, Indian, colored, and be our voice as people of South Africa. Because these people that we call them political leaders, they're not our voices.
What are you going to do differently?
What we're doing differently, my brother, is to make sure that we hold government accountable. There are many ways, democratically. So,
how?
Taking government to court. Like what?
Who's going to fund you?
That's another thing. Because they're asking a very important question.
I bet
of funding.
Yes. Who's going to fund you?
There are good men and women out there. Like
they could not help you. Patriotic Alliance and EFF came to help you when you were in court.
Because they
had lawyers.
Wanted something.
You had lawyers. So how are you going to get these lawyers to litigate and to stop government, to interdict certain processes before certain projects can come? Who's going to help you?
That's why we're going. We must knock in doors. There are good Samaritans out there who love this country. There are people who really, truly love this country. Some of them are funding political parties.
So they can't fund them and fund you. It's impossible.
No, they can't, because there are political parties who are fighting genuine cause. Even though that genuine cause will be sympathizing to other race or other people. But there are political parties, and there are people who are funding political parties out there, Mashiane, because they want what is best for this country. And I believe it's a subcore. We go to them and say, we want funding. We want to do 1, 2, 3. Your Helen Suzman, they are being funded. There are many NGOs that are being funded out there.
Because they are upholding the status quo. What those organizations, they are called legacy.
I'm just taking example.
Yeah, but I don't want you to compare.
Helen Suzman are doing.
I don't want you to compare yourself with Thabo Mbeki Foundation, Mandela Foundation. Those are legacy foundations. You are
civic organization.
You are a civic organization that lobbies for things that the status quo is capital. They want certain things to happen in a particular way, and you will be going against it. The few BEEs that you spoke about don't want to upset those capital by funding you. Loyiso, I'm saying to you, when we started the podcast, you lamented the fact that only EFF and Patriotic Alliance came to your defense. Because
not on
Magatambo, they looked at you, but
Action SA came, and other lawyers, ordinary lawyers,
yes,
they came to assist us. But because they can't all,
yes, of course,
it was Action SA, some of the ANC comrades, but not
as individuals.
me as individuals, but some of them are scared to even. And allegedly, at some point, I was told, but I don't know if that is true, but I was told that Lebong Maile wanted to come and see us in prison.
Yeah.
He was told, don't go and see those boys. To me, I found it obvious because I was the only one who was a prominent leader of the ANC who was arrested. That some of people that I was close to in the ANC told him not to come and see us. I was told. I don't know if that is true because I was not.
Okay, Sharp. In short, because we are closing, just close this for us. Just this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. Very short. What is that you're gonna do differently?
As
SAPCO.
As SAPCO. No. What we've been doing, Mashiane, what we've been doing, fighting for our rights as people, standing together, holding government accountable. There are many successful stories of us as activists that we can say today we have made government to comply, even without going to court. We forced them, litigate, doing all these things that are necessary, even protesting, peacefully protesting. We're
going to call it intimidation, Loyiso.
We can't, Mashiane, we can't give up, my brother, because I got arrested. Now I must forsake the struggle. I can't. If it means that we must be charged for doing something wrong that we did not do, then that is part of the struggle. And I can tell you, Mashiane, let me tell you this in closing, my brother, since I say we're closing. It will come a time in this country where South Africans will rise, democratically so. They will rise and defend their country. And as people who are representing this country as community activists who have been used by these political parties now want to come together, will be on that side. Let me make an example or talk about the issue of Mkwanazi Kanane. You see, I'm going to be controversial. Mkwanazi is wasting time there in police. I will tell you why I'm saying that.
Yes.
Mkwanazi has proven himself that is a man that can be trusted by the people. He has proven that. There's no South African that cannot say, black, white, Indian, colored, that this man is a man that can be trusted. And even if Mkwanazi tomorrow can be given a position as a national commissioner, on top of him, there will be a corrupt minister from a corrupt government. So, hence I'm saying, he's wasting time. He need to stand up and say, I want to rescue this country politically.
I'm listening because you want to go there, but you are doing this.
You see,
I don't.
He need to take a decision. There are many Mkwanazis on the ground who have taken the decision, some of them, not to participate in politics.
Do you say shit?
Oh, you see, who have Mkwanazi must come and contest, my brother.
Contest what?
Election.
Democratically?
Yes, democratically. So no, this thing of a coup, I'm a Democrat. I don't believe in.
I'm not a Democrat.
I don't believe in those things.
Yeah.
No. He must not do that.
Yeah.
He must. I believe in democracy, and I believe men like him people are tired of the ANC, my brother. The ANC is the cause of the problem that we have in this country, that we have attracted people with shady characters to come and be part of politics. Because criminals and corrupt people have hijacked the ANC to a point that they became celebrities now of those who were outside of politics, who used to respect politics. You know, when you grow up, Mashiane, your mother used to say to you, I will call comrades, because we used to respect that word comrade. Today, these people have lowered the bar. Those people, and
in closing,
yes,
Jacob Zuma said people must call up their parties and come and join his. Flo Chibambu said the same, but he went to go and open his own party as well, like Michel has opened his party. And you are saying the Sankos, the parliaments must close their own things and come and do SAPCO. Do you not see the perpetuation of the same disunity amongst African people?
There is no disunity, and I don't want us to compare SAPCO with these political parties that are going to form that include Tina.
But you're calling out for the same thing.
We are the people who want to organize themselves, the disgruntled people who want to organize themselves under a civic umbrella. If we were to meet other civic organization, Mashiane, who will say to us, let's collapse everything, including your SAPCO, and formulate one thing that will stand as a voice of the voiceless in this country, but not contest election, but be the voice of the vulnerable, of us, so that when these political parties start to come and use us.
Most now you want national dialogue. You just want dialogue. You just want
it's
the voice. You don't want action.
No, it's not national. Why should we continue with this national dialogue of wasting money like this one?
This is what you are doing by combining all these political party to have a voice.
Not political party.
No, this is those civil organizations to have a voice. What voice is going to help you?
The voice that in your community, when you don't have electricity, you rise as people. And the voice that I do in my own community, your strength and my strength coming together, we can be a solid voice that can push a positive narrative even in the political atmosphere. These politicians will know, Mashiane, Guti, once you go out of the line, hey, there is that civic organization.
Thank you very much. You done?
Yes, I'm done, my brother.
Mashiane Politically, right? That's Loyiso for you. I don't know what is going to happen to SAPCO. All I know is what he's saying other political parties have said. Tshwane Parliament, Soweto Parliament, Dudula. Everyone started with the zeal that he does. Bushback Ridge Community Forum. There are a lot of civil organizations who have then realized that we are tired of begging and marching, and they end up registering to be political parties just to contest power. Mashiane Politically Incorrect. Let's let it go. Eitada. Loyiso.
So,
Eitada. Ola.
Thanks.